Hi, this is Josh from Bicicletta d'Epoca, and we are in Cesiomaggiore in the Veneto region at the Museo Storico della bicicletta Tony Bevilaqua to bring you this 1985 Bianchi Centenario Crono. Being an 85, this is a Centenario celebrating 100 years of Bianchi. Now, they did a very special Centenario edition that has a different paint than the traditional Celeste. Also, you often don't find this chrono-style frame where you've got the bent down tube and you've got the 650C wheel for the shortened fork. I love this beautiful top tube. Check out the cable routing going into the top tube for the rear brake, coming out the center of the top tube and going into the rear brake. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love how this is a mix of a lug frame and fillet brazing. You'll notice the fillet brazed seat tube area over here. You've got a little bit of a hint of a lug here in the back where you've got the seat binder bolt, but for the most part that tube is fillet brazed in there, and if you follow the top tube you will go to these beautiful lugs, the Bianchi B lugs on the head tube. Absolutely gorgeous. Check out the pantographed cursive Bianchi on the bottom bracket, and you've got some amazing cable routing coming in from the rear shifter, going down underneath the bottom bracket, routing the cable into the drive side seat stay, and then coming out the top of the seat stay into the rear derailleur.